Ok, voy a revisar si está en vivo esta weá. Vamos a ver. Ton, 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 ton. Tun, 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 ton, tun, 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 tun. Ok, voy a revisar si está en vivo esta weá. Eso. Creo que se escucha como mucho mi voz, parece. Voy a subir un poco el volumen al... Ahí. Bien. Nice. Ok. Em, no, si se escucha mucho. La gracia es que me escuche yo, obvio. Bueno, voy a estar recolectando cosas. Voy a hacer... O sea, primero recolectar unas cosas. Después hacer la misión de rescate. O podría ir al tiro a hacer la misión de rescate. No sé. Ah, sí, ¿por qué no? Total, tengo re poco explorado el desierto. Así que... Ok, bien. Entonces... Tun, tun, tudun, tun, 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 tarada, tun, tun, tun. Ya, unimos. Voy a ir a recolectar algo. Son unos ositos para Kusanari.
It stopped raining already? A shame. I wanted to play some more.
Es verdad, es verdad. Ahí está. Y ahí están, ahí están. Son unos cuantos.
Let me scry. Born of ice and frost.
Se te volteó una araña. Es verdad que ya pasó eso. Creo que eso era, ¿no? ¿No hay más? Yo juraba que sí. No, no hay más loto. Ah, no, sí, sí. Ahí. Trum, 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 tram, 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 badam. No hay. Qué ah, sí, qué flojera, qué flojera, qué flojera. Nuevo directo desde que salió la 3.0. Han pasado muchas cosas.
And
Oh,
way.
casi me caí. Maldita ventana. Ya, está. Tetete. Le subo un poquito al juego. ¿Y qué se escucha alto? ¿Se escucha bajo? No, no sé. Sí. Ok, eso ya está. Ah, bueno, que va para allá. Voy a tener un risquillo. Al comienzo tengo activado el chatbox. Sí. Sí, está activado el chatbox. Qué bueno. Pasando eso todo. Está al lado del laguito. O sea, ahí. Voy. Ah, era para el lado. Y bueno. Buena, Lucas, ¿cómo estamos? Dejen su sub. Gracias. Sí, ah. Uy, bueno, por la chucha. Qué baja, no puedo agarrar esa weá. Maravilloso. ¿Qué me falta? ¿Qué falta? Faltan unas que están a la chucha. No tenía yo en milla. Oh, qué desgracia, man. Creo que van a hacer rerun de yo y Milla cuando salga, o sea, en la próxima versión. Según tengo así como algún leak que vi por ahí. Not very sure. Yo la saqué así como último momento. Qué wea. Wea. Ahora ando juntando los materiales para Kusanali para no andar como weón. Recolectándolo los materiales despacio cuando me salga, porque obviamente me va a salir. Listo. Por ahí. Faltan unos que están allá. Ya para este punto me tengo como medio memorizado dónde están las weas.
A fellow gambler.
Nah, mentira. Tengo el mapa al lado. Ya, weón. Ya, aquí falta.
Shadows of fate. No touching.
Ese está. Faltan entonces, si está ese, faltan estos de acá. De acá a aquí. Ah, este está bajo tierra, creo. Ah, no. Ahí está. ¿Qué? ¿Dónde es la weá? Ahí. Ah, aquí había uno. Yes, no. ¿Y ya? ¿Solo eso bien? Gracias. Bueno. Creo que... ya no queda nada. Me los farmeé prácticamente todos. Ah, dejarlo así. ¿Cuántos tengo? 101, vamos. Cada día más cerca de cosa. Ya. Entonces toca ir a la misión. Qué bonita esta aldea, ¿no? Tan, tarurú.
Although I've sent myself into exile, I'm still doing essentially the same things as before. Do you still have any questions for me before we start our investigation? One of my former subordinates told me that this title has its origins in a strange incident. The Academia has long exiled mad scholars to Aru Village. A mysterious phenomenon. When mad scholars first arrive, they are as incoherent and deranged as before. Initially, the people of Aru Village greatly resented having to take in the mad scholars. But a strange Aru Village was struck by the strongest earthquake in living memory. Seeing buildings on the verge of collapse all around him, suddenly, he noticed a mad scholar crouching in a corner, caressing the ground with his hands. A soft, green light radiated despite the powerful tremors that ripped through the ground that night. All the houses remained upright, almost as if they had grown roots reaching deep into the ground. In the end, not a single building collapsed, and no one was hurt. After that, the people of Aru Village treated the mad scholars with greater kindness,
Cuático.
and began to refer to them as the village keepers.
A soft green light? A mad scholar protecting Aru Village? Paimon thinks so too. Actually, Sino, do you know if any of the mad scholars continued to wear their Akasha terminals at Aru Village?
In theory, they would continue wearing them so the Academia could still monitor their activities. With that said, the main Akasha system would no longer have any interaction with them.
Oh, no wonder! Everything makes sense then! Add in the fact that they calmed down, it was probably Nahida who calmed them.
If you are able to draw a conclusion from this one story alone,
Oh,
then it appears you possess much more information than
Hola,
I do.
Teja.
So, what do you make of the story?
¿cómo estamos? Teja. Es posible que...
Really? Lesser Lord Kusanali.
What? You don't believe us? Lesser Lord Kusanali was definitely using the Akasha to give her power to the mad scholars.
No, todavía no puedo ser VTuber. No tengo modelo ni
I'm
nada.
just struck by your
Entonces,
reasoning. Lesser Lord Kusanali, the current Dendro Archon. Is she really active in Sumeru? The Academia has always placed far greater importance on the late great
pero
Lord
cómo,
Rukavata.
pero cómo.
In addition, I've never heard any stories about Lesser Lord.
No way! Nahida definitely exists! She's a... How should Paimon put it? She's a good Archon who's kind and wise. Even if she says weird stuff sometimes.
Una adulta irresponsable. Pero se viene. Pucha. Sí, cuando pueda hacer el modelo. Sí, de más. Cuando tenga la oportunidad lo voy a hacer. Se lo voy a pedir a una inteligencia artificial a esta altura.
I've spent many years interrogating criminals, so I can easily tell when someone is lying.
Uy, ese weón pesado. ¿No cree en Dios? Hay que pegarle.
Good! Then you should know that we're telling the truth.
That look in your eyes. I've never seen that from a liar. You two really must have met Lesser Lord Kus. How can this be? To think. Our Archon has been...
Alright, now it's our turn to put our skills to good use for this investigation.
Oh, Dios, no. Ya, ahí sí.
But easier said than done, especially since we don't have any leads.
Excuse me, are you here to help me find my grandpa?
No sé, ¿qué podría ser el modelo de VTuber?
Huh? Who are you?
By the sounds of it,
¿Furro quizá?
a resident of this village.
My name is Isak. You'll help me find my grandpa, right?
Is your grandpa a mad scholar?
Hey, don't say that. Grandpa is just
The person you're referring to is not a local. Yet you are. Why do you call him?
Grandpa is just Grandpa. He's my family. I heard everything you said to the village chief. Please, you gotta take me with you. I want to find my grandpa. I swear I'll help. I won't be a nuisance.
Puta.
Ah,
¿Es
so
una
you're the one who
posibilidad?
was eavesdropping on us
No sé.
around the village chief's house. I was planning
Varios
to go
modelos de
and take
VTuber
care
son
of whoever it
furros,
was,
entre comillas.
but I had a vague feeling that they didn't harbor any ill intent.
O sea, que tienen
I
características de
even
animales, a eso
wasn't
me
kidding
refiero.
about Matra having sharp senses. Sino, he's just a kid. All he wants is to find his grandpa. Let's find a way to help him.
Sorry. I was only listening in because I wanted to know where Grandpa went. Honest. If you don't believe me, you can ask Miss Candace.
Otra vez yo.
All right. But first, let's confirm the facts with Candace.
Should we really be off work this early? There is still a lot left to do.
Bueno. Haga una consulta.
Oh, of course not.
Grandma,
It's all a
is the
bunch of
school
nonsense.
Trade anything you own.
Haga la consulta, no se preocupe. No. Bueno, tampoco te perdiste de mucho interesante. Freno de tren a nivel 20. Que tiene como sistema de daño crítico, probabilidad 12.9, recarga y maestría. Pues sí. Obvio. ¿Por qué no funcionaría? O sea, depende del personaje, claro. Pero con esos stats, está ahí al otro lado. Si es sobre Saino, no sabría. Pero, pucha, para cualquier personaje electro, esos son como stats casi ideales. ¿Dónde chucha hay que ir?
Next on the agenda.
A ver, a ver. No sé si tengo una copa de electro buena. Creo que la Reina, ¿no? Como porque tengo así de copas de electro. Puede ser.
We're way behind schedule.
Con Saino le tengo una copa de daño electro con daño crítico. Así que no. Ah. Sí, no.
We're way behind schedule.
¿Para qué chino ya es cuando me hacen? ¿Para qué chin? Yo mejor la dejaría para Vaya, no, no trates de wildear a Ketching. Toda la gente que he visto que lo ha tratado de hacerlo ha terminado en el loquero.
Is this what?
Ah, you're back already.
We just wanted to confirm something with you. Do you know a boy by the name of Isak?
I had a feeling he'd go looking for you.
Huh? You knew this would happen?
Yes. Although he tried his best to stay hidden, I still noticed him eavesdropping outside the window. He really wants to get his grandfather back. Isak's parents were both Aramite mercenaries who rarely returned to the village
Sí,
after finding
eso.
employment in the city.
No es mentalmente
He was
saludable
raised by his
wildear
grandfather.
a,
Unfortunately,
a
it was only
Ketching.
a few
Mejor déjala
years
para
before
allá,
his grandpa passed away. Isak was still very young at the time, so various families in the village took turns caring for him so he could survive. Later, an elderly mad scholar arrived at the village. Isak thought the scholar bore a striking resemblance to his grandfather, and thus often spied on the man. However, the scholar was unkempt in appearance and incoherent in speech. Although Isak referred to the man as his grandpa, he was one summer night, the oft mumbling and bumbling grandpa, so Grandpa walked up to Isak and patted him on the head. He even took Isak to the entrance of the village, where he patiently taught the boy the names of the stars, and accompanied Isak until he fell asleep. The next morning, Isak woke up and wanted to go find his grandpa again, only to realize his grandpa no longer recognized him. It's said that those who saw the scholar claimed he no longer appeared to be crazy. Isak was thrilled that his grandpa was able to find peace and would follow him all the time, asking him things like, "Grandpa,
All this somehow just makes Paimon feel really sad. It seems like they both deserve so much better.
perhaps." Nearly everyone who lives in the desert has some form of hardship or regret. But even so, we must still continue on with our lives. It's also my reason for fighting. I must continue to
A juzgar por la cara de Saino.
Maybe the
Puta, no
people
leí.
have...
Huh? What did you say, Sino?
No, nothing. As long as Isak keeps his word and doesn't get in our way, we can take him along.
Perhaps you are more compassionate than I gave you credit for.
Pero que se cuente un chiste el Saino. Si no, no tiene brillo.
Hey, Isak!
Oh, it's you guys.
We've cleared everything up. Let's go find your grandpa.
Estaba tratando, ¿no viste que salió como un texto entre paréntesis?
Thank you so much.
Texto entre paréntesis, quería leerlo así, así como callado.
All right.
Capítulo 3, acto 3. ¿Y completo qué? Ah, ya. No se acaba, ya decía yo.
Excuse me, did you happen to see where the missing scholars went?
Podría ser un directo SMR. Buena idea tiene, buena idea.
When I was eating dinner the other day, I saw one of them by the side of the road, muttering away and eating mushrooms and tree roots. They shouldn't go around eating that kind of stuff.
Okay. Did you notice anything else?
Anything else?
XD.
Next on the agenda.
¿A dónde rechucha, Perdió. No, es terrible. Fíjate que no eres la primera persona que leo que pensó eso. Está peor, weón.
The scholars
En
that
un
have gone
juego, en
missing.
el juego donde
Have you
creáis el
seen them?
personaje del Tower of Fantasy, pero no sé, lo dejé, esa
Those
wea.
fierce eyes.
No me gustó
You,
mucho.
you look like a real fighter.
Don't change the subject.
Right. You were asking about I mean, the mad scholars. I think it's been a few days since I last saw them. I usually go to bed pretty early, so I'm not too familiar with what goes on at night.
Oh,
But honestly, I feel quite sympathetic towards them. Even though they act a little strange, they've helped me in the past.
Eden Eternal,
If it
po,
weren't for
weón.
them,
Do you also think Grandpa and the others are good people?
Cuidado, esta weá es un RPG de acción single player que tiene la opción de que otras personas
hello
entren al
there.
mundo donde
It's little
jugáis.
Isak.
No es
You
para
met
nada
the nice
multiplayer
man
la
who
weá.
looks like your
O sea,
grandpa's long-lost
puedes
twin,
hacer dominios y cosas así con otras personas, pero el juego en sí es single player.
right? He was actually the one who protected my house. I saw it with my own eyes. He happened to be staying near my house that day and was doing something with his hands on the ground.
Es bacán. Un MMO así
It still
tipo
feels kinda surreal
Fantasy
now that I
Star,
think back on it. Did
como de
someone
ciencia
teach them how
ficción
to
y
do
cosas
that?
así.
Well, whatever the case, I'll always be thankful to him and whoever taught him to look out for others. I'm
Y ahí
pretty
sí
sure
podéis
that
crear
if
tu
I
personaje.
ever went mad, I wouldn't be able to do anything like that.
Eden Eternal, po, weón. No escuchás esa del Eden Eternal así como hace años, po, weón. Que se sepa.
Sir,
Pruébalo.
have you seen my grandpa recently?
Oh, well, if it isn't Isak. Oh, your grandpa. The last time I saw him, he was pacing out by the road as usual. And speaking of my wife, she's still always complaining about how I don't make enough mora. Might explain why she's always mad at me.
Voy a jugar harto ese y el Gran Fantasía. Oh, weón. Ya estáis vieja.
Oh,
El Gran Fantasía,
thank
po,
you for
weón.
taking
It was nothing.
Esa weá se
You're
lanzó hace
looking for
como
him, right?
15 años,
Did he
po.
go for a walk and get lost?
¿O no? ¿O estoy loco yo? ¿Seguirá viva esa weá?
Yeah.
I've known you since you were very young. So as far as I'm concerned, you're family. Please feel free to come by anytime.
Wow, what a nice guy.
Okay. Thank
Pero
you,
sí es
sir.
verdad. Salió hace 15 años. Más o menos. Sí, 15 años.
Don't say anything for now. Isak, stay here.
Me gusta como dicen Isaac. Isaac. En vez de como la típica pronunciación gringa que sería Isaac.
Let's head over there. Stay quiet as you move.
Stay quiet as you. Puta, de nuevo se fue para arriba esto, weón. O no para abajo.
We're way behind schedule.
¿Qué está haciendo esto?
Listen, see if you can make out what they're saying.
Have you heard? The mighty Scarlet King, the sovereign of our faith, will soon return to this world.
Yes, of course I have. The Scarlet King is the one and only true ruler of this land.
¡Qué
I've never believed in
falso!
any other gods. Still, you say he's coming back, but
Haven't you noticed? The village has been getting more deranged scholars than ever. Delavar was saying that many people also went insane just before the fall of the Scarlet King's civilization in ancient times. We don't quite know why, but it seems like there's
¿Cachai
some
que
sort of connection between insanity and the Scarlet
los
King.
eruditos, esto, meditan tanto, se van tan en la bola que se vuelven locos? Pues,
Isn't it a sign of the Scarlet King's
y los
power
expulsan
that all
así
the mad scholars have
de la
disappeared?
academia de estudios y los mandan al
If you ask
desierto.
me, they must have been chosen.
Cuático.
Now that you say it, that does
Pucha,
make some
lo tengo
sense.
instalado en el celular de
Does
momento.
this mean our lives
Y
are
ahí lo tengo, no
finally
me he metido
going to
así,
take a turn for the better?
tiempo, pero ahí está instalado.
Exactly. Those city folk.
Now, repeat everything you've just said from the very beginning.
Rígido.
Huh?
Who are you?
My patience is running thin. You heard what I asked.
Ya, buen violento.
Yeah. Bro, this guy's something else. Just look at his eyes.
Let's not get on his bad side, okay?
Oh, okay, good sir. What is it you would like to know?
Tell me about the Scarlet King's resurrection.
Well, I only know a few things from hearsay. I went for a drink the other day and heard others talking about a rumor that the madmen will disappear and that the Scarlet King will return to this land.
Hey, go on.
It's true. It's all true, sir. We desert folk have had more than enough of those people at the academia. Would you want to live like this if you were in our place? The radicals were even more thrilled than me when they heard the news.
Está como rapeando. Si le ponía una base de rap, suena como rap.
Delavar also said that once the Scarlet King returns to our side, it's only a matter of time before we conquer the land on the other side of the wall. They're all willing to serve under the Scarlet King and fight for a share of the glory.
Is that so?
Seems like he still wants to know more. Keep talking.
Got it! At first, told myself it was just the drink talking, but then all the mad scholars vanished without a trace, just as the rumor said. Please don't beat me up just for mentioning these rumors. If I'm guilty, then everyone else around here is also guilty. I'm just saying what the others said.
Pum, pum, pim, pim, pum, pum, pim.
The people here really like the Scarlet King, but dislike the Dendro Archon.
El vivo. Yo sé vivo.
Where
¿Qué te
was
parece?
this radical person you talked about?
I haven't run into him over the past few days, so he probably
No, not at all. We wouldn't dare lie to you. He's really not here right now.
Llega el verano y paso la mano. Ya.
Sounds like you're not too close with the radicals.
No, of course not.
I have many ways to stop you from talking. So you'd best just stay home and hope I don't hear if you try to contact anybody. Don't do anything until I've gotten to the bottom of this. Try something foolish.
Yes, got it. We'll do just as you say.
Yeah.
That scared Paimon half to death. Sino is pretty
No,
terrifying.
no te preocupes.
He didn't try to reassure us at all.
Yes.
It's like he's used to hearing that.
Mientras no se metan al deep hole que es mi canal de YouTube, todo está
I
bien.
heard that.
Sorry.
It's part of being a Matra. The rumor we heard just now seems like very well.
Isaac!
Yeah. No me preocupes, sí, el directo va a durar re poquito, así que...
Where's your grandpa's house?
Well, I can take you there. Just follow me.
Xiao. En fin. Puta mono de mierda.
Join the Aramites and embrace a wonderful
Let's go, let's go. No, me voy a caer. Continúe. Un desafío.
Next on the agenda.
Ah, ya fue. Ya fue, mejor sigo esta
We're way
weá.
behind schedule.
Oye, tú avanza.
Grandpa? Oh, he likes to be alone. Sometimes he stares at the sky in a daze, and other times he just pokes at the ground with his fingers. Every now and then, he yells out at the top of his lungs, so a lot of people are really scared of him. But he's a good person, really. I know he is. I swear, he's just like my real grandpa.
Pasa, vení, Benito, vení, Benito. Oyo. No. Puta.
Well, this is where Grandpa usually stays.
El abuelo eran los amigos que hicimos en el camino.
There sure isn't much here.
Olor a incienso.
Incense? Please don't say it's the same one as before. But are you okay? Are you getting dizzy or need to lie down?
There's a scent that you can sense, but I can't.
A certain traveler here once passed out from that smell. Thankfully, Tainari saved the day. And then he gave us a long lecture to explain all about how it worked.
So, you know Tainari?
Huh? You know him too? Are you two friends?
Yes.
What?
Now that I concentrate, I can also make out the scent of incense.
Wait, surely Tainari didn't lecture you too?
No, no need.
¿Qué?
Did you first encounter this scent at Tainari's house? In the forest. From a scholar.
¿Qué weá? ¿Cinemática? Gracias. Busca pistas. Mercancía. Ese es producto de primera necesidad. ¿Qué pasa con Isaac? ¿Para qué hablarle?
Oh, where did Grandpa go?
¿Dónde vuela, abuelo?
What are you looking for, Sino?
Here it is. Take a look right here.
Paimon doesn't see anything.
Although the traces have been completely buried in the sand, there are footprints here. From the size and shape, they belong to an adult male.
Ok, acabo de
This
descubrir
pattern is a common one for
que
this
hay
area. Local shoes.
una
This
teoría
was probably someone from the
de que...
village.
Cállate, Zain. Una teoría que dice que la civilización se ha reseteado varias veces. Que... ¿Cómo llegué a eso? ¿Qué onda? ¿Qué es esto? Me metí a un
The scent is
submundo que no
quite
conocía.
faint, but still extant. The footprints head in the direction of the door.
What the fuck?
But who would come looking for Grandpa? He doesn't have any friends.
We'd have to ask whoever lured him away with
Cuático,
the
cuático,
incense.
cuático, cuático.
Huh? So you can lure someone away with just a scent?
Así es.
Hey, what's wrong with liking good food? Everyone's got something they love in life.
Exactly. Most scholars are fond of incense, since the smell supposedly helps them clear their minds and discover new knowledge. Even deep within the clutches of madness, they still yearn for their knowledge-seeking days, and will
No, Grandpa.
So, someone's taking advantage of their weakness? Are the rumors really true? Could the disappearance of
¿Por qué hace
all the
tantas
mad
preguntas?
scholars have something to do with the radicals?
It's highly likely.
La media respuesta, sí.
Please, you have to save my Grandpa. Grandpa's never done anything wrong. Please help him.
Sounds like we'd better help get him back. Don't you worry, Isak. We won't let whoever took him get away with it.
Let's head to Aru Village and inform Candace and the others about what we learned here. After that, we'll set off to find the scholars.
Let's go. What? ¿Qué onda? ¿Por qué estoy subiendo? Ok.
Adventure time.
Ve de un punto, de una casa. Ve aquí, ve allá. Pip, 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 pip.
Right. The darker fabric definitely looks a lot
yeah.
better. That'd be my choice too.
We're back, Candace. We've got a lot to tell you.
Ah, welcome back.
Sounds like everyone's friends already.
Oh, Dia's here too.
Los personajes son una competencia de ver cuál de todos tiene el traje más extravagante. weón.
You bet. So, everything goes smoothly?
Reasonably.
Alhaitham didn't go with you?
We haven't seen him at all.
Huh. I saw him around the village entrance earlier and figured he was investigating with you. I guess he must have gone.
Did you find out anything useful?
Mhm.
I see. So someone used a kind of incense to lead the exiled scholars away from the village.
The resurrection of the Scarlet King? First I've heard of it. Far as I know, the kind of incense you just mentioned is only popular beyond the wall. Scholars are fond of it, but as you can see, there aren't many scholars still studying around these parts. No seller would be able to make a profit here. Not to mention making incense is a labor-intensive process. You won't see anybody in the desert with the patience to make or sell something that requires that kind of effort. It seems someone from beyond the wall must have been supporting this.
Makes sense.
So what should we do then? Do we go back to the academia and search for leads there?
If it was any other day, that would be your next logical step. But today, you've got me on your team, so you get an extra tip. Didn't you say that the villager got his news from the tavern? Well, I also like to drink at the tavern, so I know a thing or two about these radicals he mentioned.
If Paimon
El
remembers
Imperio
correctly,
Otomano se extendía hasta
there was
Bulgaria.
some guy called Delavar.
Ah,
No
yeah.
sabía.
Delavar, the scar-riddled bandit, Engur, the wide-eyed butcher, and Jabari, the duck-tailed bearded crook. The whole lot of them are known around these parts. These guys have one thing in common, and that's being broke. The rougher life gets, the more they want to believe in the Scarlet King. Way they see it, the Scarlet King's resurrection is their only chance at overthrowing the Academia. Throwing all of Sumeru into chaos is the only way to change the way of life here in the desert. Anyway, that's my guess why they've chosen to become radicals.
Tia! You're amazing! You really know this place inside and out!
No merc can afford to slack off on gathering intelligence. Every mora I've spent in the tavern has been a valuable investment.
Let's head out.
Oh.
Now hold on, you're staying right here, Sino.
Why?
Aru Village is not a big place. Outsiders stand out here like a sore thumb. I'd bet word about you has already gotten out. The desert is unforgiving, so the way of life here is also a lot tougher than on the outside of the wall. You survive on making connections out here. Compared to you, mercs like me are just third-rate amateurs. I've got no actual fighting skills to speak of. But that also makes it a whole lot easier for me to gain the locals' trust. I need to go around and ask some questions, but it'll be difficult if you're with me.
Fine.
Good, then we've got a plan. The Traveler and Paimon will go to Caravan Rebot with me, and we'll try our best to figure out where the Mad Scholars have been taken. Sino, you'll have to stay in the village and continue—
Alright, sounds like a plan!
Porque la gente opina de videojuegos sin saber. Guatico. Vamos. Algo me dice que esta misión de Arconte va a ser larga. Bien larga.
Sounds like you're starting to get familiar with the area.
Paimon's amazed every time we see the wall of Samiel. How can a wall this tall even exist? It's almost unreal.
I know what you mean. I had the same question every time I walked this way when I was a kid. Also, why is this high wall here? And can a wall really block sandstorms?
Oh.
It was only after I grew up that I realized the wall of Samiel isn't just there to keep out the sandstorms. It serves a more important purpose, keeping out people like us. Sumeru is run by wise and mighty sages. To them, us desert dwellers are nothing but tools that can be used and discarded at their whim. We're cheap labor, like livestock, but easier to control. Nothing more.
El muro de Samiel.
Even if a child from the desert got the chance to obtain an Akasha terminal, almost all their requests for knowledge would be denied.
Samiel.
The Academia believes we're underserving.
Es un nombre. Pero ¿quién era Samiel? Samael, bueno, se dice veneno de Dios y eso. En el gnosticismo, que es lo que me interesa. Samael es el tercer nombre del demiurgo, siendo los otros dos Yaldabaoth y Saklas. En este contexto, Samael significaría el dios ciego. Su apariencia es la de una serpiente con rostro de león. Guático. Oh. Cuático, cuático, cuático.
Geniuses like Sataria are one in a million. The other children never get a single chance to try and rewrite their fate.
That's terrible.
I would tear down this wall with my own hands if I could.
Hey, Dia.
No, not at all. This place just gets me thinking. Besides, we're here to procure information, aren't we?
Yep, we gotta catch those.
Shh. Caravan Rebot is crawling with people, so be careful what you say. We don't want anyone to find out what we're here for.
Yo no veo mucha gente.
Our mission started the moment we arrived here. Let's go check out the tavern. Maybe we'll find someone I know. Just our luck. None of them are here today.
You mean you don't see anyone you know?
Dia, is that you? What a coincidence. You here for a drink too?
Zaki. Finally, a friendly face.
Oh, and who do you have with you here? Guests from another land? Hello, hello. I'm Zaki. Dia's, how would you put it? Drinking buddy?
We've had drinks together a few times. You could say we go back a ways. Anyway, as far as my friends here, they aren't too shabby, are they? You rarely see any Outlanders so friendly and respectful nowadays.
Absolutely. Much better than those people on the other side of the wall. So, Dia, are you looking for someone?
Yeah. Have you seen Enger, Delavar, or Jabari recently?
Of course I have. Matter of fact, we were all here drinking together just a few days ago.
I've got a spice trading deal from another nation. I thought maybe Delavar and his friends might be interested. Know where I could find him?
Ah, how thoughtful of you. Then I assume you also know that Delavar's been having a hard time making ends meet these days. So, you came here to help him out?
Hey, keep it down. Let's just say I prefer to keep this deal a secret. Y'all at Caravan Rebot are like family. If there's more to be made, why not do it together? Besides, Delavar and his friends have muscle. They'd be a good fit for escorting the goods.
Yes, how considerate of you. Delavar's my friend too, so of course I can take you to him. Come with me.
Cuático. El lugar que mencionó. Es aquí. Plow, 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 plow. Plow, 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 plow. Oh, cinemática.
Are we there yet?
Yep, this is the place.
This place is practically deserted. What are they doing in a place like this?
Why don't you take a guess? Go on, a wild stab in the dark. You're like lambs to the slaughter.
What's this all about, Zaki?
Come on, Dia. You really think we didn't hear about what you said back in Aru Village? The boys have kept a close eye on you for— Not only do I know that you're looking for Delavar, I also know that you've teamed up with people from the Academia to look for the missing scholars.
So, you've been watching us from the very beginning?
Uh-oh. Paimon knew leaving Sino behind was a mistake!
And you left the strongest one in the village, didn't ya? Who do you think you are? You really thought we'd fall for your little business deal nonsense?
So you and Delavar have been partners all along.
Dia, I guess it's only natural for a traveling mercenary like you to be out of the loop. Those of us who hang around the tavern have stronger bonds than you think. But you got one thing right. We're all looking forward to an uprising in Sumeru. There's nothing more we'd like to see than the desert folk overthrowing the Academia.
If that's the case, then I'm sure Delavar wouldn't miss a second of it.
I'll be honest with you. If it weren't for what you said in the village, your little monologue about the Wall of Samiel would have convinced me that you're one of us.
Delavar. And Engar, you're here too, huh?
Así es.
Long time no see, Miss Mercenary. You should have known the traitors are what us followers of the Scarlet King despise the most.
Dia, I thought that you, a fellow desert dweller, would understand that the Scarlet King is greater than the Dendro Archon. Little did I know, you don't deserve to join us.
Yeah, gee, what a missed opportunity. Adopting radical views and kidnapping innocent scholars, all because of some baseless rumors. Anything else I'm missing out on?
See? There you have it. Mercenaries are just a bunch of faithless scum with only one thing on their minds. Mora. Pathetic. You're all like a pack of street rats.
You're not wrong. Mercenaries are driven by Mora, and my faith lies with whoever's paying me. As long as there's a profit to be made, anyone can become my friend.
Enough talking! Get him!
Just as I expected. Let's teach him a lesson, traveler.
Chucha.
Adventure time! Decided by destiny! Teamwork is dreamwork! Huh? Born of ice and frost.
Increíble que Mona pegue 19 lucas sin tener la habilidad, bueno, qué maravilloso. Ok.
Impossible! How could you?
¿Será porque yo tengo todo?
What do you think about your meticulous network now, Zaki? How did you say it? It's only natural for a traveling mercenary like me to be out of the loop. I'm guessing your informant told you that I'm just an incompetent merc with no real fighting skills, correct? I mean, that is what I said after all. And of course you would believe everything he reported. The only thing you know about me is that I'm a mercenary, but you've never seen me in action. Even though you heard we went to handle monsters together, you believed that Candace was the only one doing all the real fighting. That so-called Flame Mane is just a fraud. She admitted it herself. She just uses her connections to gain the trust of others. That's what you thought, right?
You lied in the village because you figured that we'd have people watching you.
And you were stupid enough to fall for it. I figured as much the first time we drank together. You all thought you were so smart. Pathetic. Okay, that should be all of them.
Whoa! So you've been planning this since we were in Aru Village?
No task can be done without preparation. I just happened to notice a couple suspicious-looking people while you were out investigating.
Oh, but instead of catching them right away, you let them report back!
Those two who were snooping around were just a couple small fries. If we want to get the real catch, we have to be patient and give it some time.
Oh, you mean the funny name she mentioned back in Uncle Ampu's house? The wide-eyed butcher, scar-riddled bandit, Paimon can't remember them all.
That's just a bunch of drunk talk. Edgar and Delavar like to talk themselves up when they're drinking. Edgar, the wide-eyed butcher, and Delavar, the scar-riddled bandit, are the nicknames they came up with for themselves. Alcohol has a way of making people share what they really think. So Edgar and Delavar are always rambling in the tavern about how the Scarlet King is a superior deity.
What about Zaki?
He's just a numbskull who fell right into our trap. Zaki was probably the best hidden of them all. My initial plan was to find Delavar first, and then try to track him down. That's what you wanted to ask when we were at Uncle Anpu's house, right? Jabari is one of the villagers you talked to. You know, the one who wanted to treat Isak and his grandpa to some food.
Wait, so he's a radical too?
No, he isn't. I just needed to tack on a random villager name to make the eavesdropper think that I was making some wild guesses based on my impressions.
Wow, what a genius idea! Well, that's an expert mercenary for ya.
Ah, you're too kind. It was straight from the usual playbook, if I'm honest.
So, that thing you were saying before, is it really true?
About what?
About how mercenaries only care about Mora, and that anyone's a friend as long as there's a profit.
Does that bother you?
No.
What makes you so sure?
Dia, do you dislike the Dendro Archon like the other desert folk?
You two are pretty sharp. No, I don't have anything against the Dendro Archon. I've heard a lot of nice things about the Lesser Lord from Dunyarzad. I can understand her devotion. Dunyarzad's just an ordinary person. There's no way a god would be so involved in the lives of everyday people, unless they were truly compassionate. I've begun to realize that the sages are behind everything that's happened recently. The radicals' blind belief in the Scarlet King, making the Dendro Archon out to be an enemy. It's all, but I see through it all. And unlike
Luego los de la academia son
hostile
enteros
towards anyone who's never done anything wrong.
trucho.
Dia.
Anyway, looks like we're done with business here. Traveler, lend me a hand. Let's tie him up and bring him to the village.
Oh, cinemática.
This should be all of them.
I
I'll
know.
let you take it from here.
All right. I'll be in touch.
Candace, do you need any help?
Candace will be okay on her own. I trust her, so you can too. She's been guarding Aru village for quite some time now. If anyone is qualified to question the offenders, it's her.
While I'm questioning them, why don't you pass some time by exploring the area?
I'll meet you back here tomorrow morning, Traveler. As for these idiots, let's just hope they live to see another day.
What? Espera hasta la mañana del día siguiente. Ah, qué bacán día. Voy a sacarme una foto. Ven.
You need to watch out for any signs of earthquakes and sandstorms.
Ya. Mejorar, tío. Ah, verdad. Espera hasta mañana. 6 a 2. Tic tac, tic tac, tic tac, tic tac, tic tac. So.
He's about this.
Hey, Dia!
Right on time. We'll know any moment now.
Paimon's been wondering. You seem to know Candace pretty well. Have you been friends for a long time?
We've known each other for some time now. She's a pretty interesting person. Even though she's an extremely strong warrior, she never misuses her powers against others.
Oh, Paimon knows what you mean. Like a lot of martial artists say, never take the fight outside the ring.
Yep, I guess you can put it that way. It takes strong convictions to be as dedicated as she is, and shoulder that kind of responsibility. Us mercs, on the other hand, we pretty much live from one day to the next.
Well, Paimon thinks you're great too.
Really? Thanks for that.
Oh, Sino's here, and he's pretty early too.
Yes, I was here yesterday to help out a little.
To help out? By doing what?
Sharing some interrogation techniques.
Oh, you mean you taught Candace some more persuasive methods?
Right.
Come on in, everyone.
Come on, let's go inside.
What? El mando está sostenido en la mesa.
Candace, where? Whoa, you look furious.
No la veo enoja.
What gave it away?
Oh, there's no mask that can hide true bloodlust. Cover up your eyes, and it'll still show itself at the corners of your mouth.
Perhaps I need to work on my composure. Still, it's perfectly understandable why I'm angry. I'm sure everyone present would agree.
Yes, ma'am.
Please, don't feed us anymore. We're gonna die.
Well, looks like Sino taught her well.
You fear death yourselves, yet you do not hesitate to place the lives of others at risk. The ones you call mad scholars are known to us as the village keepers. They are vital members of our community, and some even count them as family. You come here, to my village, and you treat my people as nothing more than stepping stones towards your goal. Tell me, what would you do to you in my position?
Mercy!
You've made your bed.
Piedad, Dios mío.
We may both be desert dwellers, but there is one thing that I understand better than you. The resurrection of the Scarlet King will only result in war. In war, the people of Aru Village care little about which god is in power. Life may be tough and tiring, but we wish to preserve our way of life. A war would only cause us to lose all that we have. And that is not a responsibility that you can afford to shoulder.
We understand. I'll tell you everything I know. Please, just let us go.
Hay harto viento afuera.
I'm listening.
You might not believe this, but it wasn't us who came up with this idea. Someone was spreading rumors in the tavern. That's how we ended up hearing about the Scarlet King's resurrection. Some mystery man told us that mad scholars will make the perfect sacrifice to usher in the Scarlet King's resurrection. They give their lives, and we can get anything we wish for.
They're called village keepers. Slip up again, and you'll regret it.
Yes, sorry. It was all that mystery man's doing. He told us to spread word about the Scarlet King's resurrection and talked us into helping him. In return, he said he'll help facilitate the resurrection process. I'm not sure.
That's one.
Huh? One what?
Strike. You get a total of 3. Then, you die by my hand.
Que hagan la voz de
I'm
sangre.
telling the truth. We don't know anything. It was all him.
2.
He got us to lure them out of their houses in the night with some kind of incense. We take them to a junction outside the village. You gotta believe me, please.
That was indeed the truth. Traveler, go on.
Si el juego no fuera más 12... ¿Es más 12? No, ¿cuál es la restricción de edad del Genshin? A ver, voy a buscarlo. Genshin Impact. SRB. A ver. Age ratings. Ah, es para adolescente. No.
You have to believe me. If I knew that, I would have told you his name right away. I'm not risking another beating to keep his secrets. No way. That guy, he wears a cloak, and he's always careful to cover his face. He calls himself the Scarlet King's envoy.
I believe I may know what's going on.
Uncle Anpu? What do you mean?
Oh.
Smooth.
Okay, speak.
If my suspicions are correct, this mystery man they speak
vale, de la
of
página de
could be
Facebook.
from the academia.
Tiene sentido.
Some time ago, people from the academia attempted to take the village keepers away. I refused, insisting that they are part of our community. It strikes me now that this secretive character shares the same goal they had.
Which means it's highly likely that the academia was purposely spreading a false rumor to trick the radicals into delivering the village keepers right into their hands. They were the ones who brought them here to begin with. Now they're trying to take them back? We aren't gonna let that happen.
Not the academia again.
¿Qué? Que baja la academia.
Just as I thought. But what could they want with the village keepers?
People are nothing but tools in the eyes of the academia. A change in their plans likely means they found another way to exploit the scholars. Regardless, our top priority now is locating the village keepers.
You're right. Isak is still waiting for news on his grandpa.
Time to go. Let's leave the village and try to track them down.
Yes. Pack up and get ready to leave.
You got it. Candace, I'll let you deal with the radicals. Leave everything outside the village to us.
All right.
Let's meet back
Me
here.
encanta lo seria que es Candace. Me encanta, porque mi mando tiene drift. Entonces, lo dejo quieto aquí. Voy a pasar un momento y... Bueno, empieza a caminar. Pero bueno. capturar una foto. A ver si tengo el daguerropito. El daguerropito. Daguerrotipo. Están. Bueno. En fin. Vamos a buscar al Village Chief.
Let's get some food in us and then we'll...
Whoa!
Where did you come from?
Well, as you can see,
What?
I am merely sitting here and reviewing what we have deduced thus far.
Un mono sentado.
Ages. And now
No
you're
de la forma
suddenly
normal.
sitting here musing to yourself? Hey, what's with the silence?
You never think things through before asking questions. I'm giving you some time to make up for that.
Paimon's so mad! Paimon's gonna give you an ugly nickname! Never mind. Paimon's got nothing. There's just nothing super obvious to pick with this guy. It makes it so hard.
Well, you've heard nothing to suggest I left this whole time. So clearly, anyway, you plan to leave Aru Village
Puta que
and keep
vagan al
searching for the
Haitam,
truth of
Dios
this
mío
matter,
santo.
yes?
Yep. We're not gonna find out anything more by staying here. So we thought that we might as well take the search elsewhere.
Personaje culiao bacán.
Enough with the silent treatment!
No. I'm just surprised that you decided to team up with him.
All Hatham, you haven't helped us out at all ever since we arrived at Aru Village. Bold of you to question our choices.
Tocas.
Yeah, you're all talk.
While you were investigating, I had my own work to do, which I've now finished.
Really? Paimon doesn't believe you.
To be honest, we aren't really a team, so I have no obligation to inform you of my whereabouts. Not to mention that going separate ways allowed me to find some important information that you all had missed.
Yeah?
Right
¿Qué
here in
sería?
the village?
Correct.
What did you learn?
I'm going to take you to someone. But before that, you need to understand where she's coming from.
What does that mean?
How do you think the residents of Aru Village feel about what we're doing? In other words, do you truly believe every single word the villagers tell us?
You mean some of them lie?
Hiding the truth does not necessarily equate to lying. Remember what Gandhi said? Most people in Aru Village don't necessarily care which deity is in charge of Sumeru. By contrast, the perils of their daily lives are ever-present concerns. They won't simply share everything they know with you without good reason. That's why you believed there was no further information to be found in this village. Glad you're following along. Among those you have talked to, there's someone who was consciously keeping you out of the loop. In fact, the reason being, to someone...
Those eyes.
Don't change the subject.
It's quite obvious that she's intimidated by Sino's authority and strength.
Right. You were asking about the I mean...
She corrected herself mid-sentence because she's aware that there are Scarlet King fanatics in the village. If she sounds too friendly towards the village keepers, she could easily make herself the Radicals' next target.
I think it's been a few days since I last saw them. I usually go to bed pretty early, so I'm not too familiar with what goes on at night.
Remember? She made a point of denying her involvement in anything that occurs at night.
But honestly, I feel quite sympathetic towards them, even though they act a little...
After speaking to the village chief, it became clear that the village keepers had protected Aru Village at night. In other words, the young miss was very much awake during that time.
Then why would she lie?
By getting involved with an outsider, she risks drawing unwanted attention to herself.
I'll pass on this one. You said that she is afraid of me. If so, it's best if I...
We're on it.
¿Por qué le tendría miedo a Zaino si Zaino parece un perro? ¿Quién le tiene miedo a los perros? Verdad. Y...
Let me scry.
Tratando de dejarle una foto no puedo ver. Ahí. No puedo ver. Qué bacán su gorro. Me encanta el gorro.
Miss Shawnee, as we discussed earlier, I've brought someone with me.
Mr. Alhaitham, I'm aware of where you stand, but how can I make sure that your friends think the same as you?
Huh? What do you mean?
Go ahead and talk to her. Go on. Earn her trust.
Is it really that simple?
May I call you Traveler? Hi, Traveler. I want to ask you something. Do you think the resurrection of the Scarlet King can truly change Sumeru for the better? Why's that? That's very similar to what Miss Candace says. I know before, I wouldn't even have the courage to ask something like this. Traveler, do you believe our lives will get better?
Yeah! We came here from another nation, so it isn't wrong of you to be weary. And we aren't really residents of any one nation.
No, Sumeru suela.
But even so, we've met lots of people from different places, and we've always fought for what we believed in. We have friends in Sumeru, and we want to help them. That's why we decided to stay here for a while.
I want to trust you. My apologies for posing my questions like that. To be honest, I didn't expect you to come back for more information.
Alhaitham told us you have your reasons. It's okay. We understand.
The fact is that only one side of my family is desert folk. I don't really fit in anywhere in Sumeru. Some believe in the Dendro Archon, while others believe in the Scarlet King. I don't belong to either side, and neither side would want me.
Speaking of which, the radicals mentioned that they despise traitors. Do they just think that anyone who's different from them is a traitor?
Yeah. Some people can be so narrow-minded when it comes to bloodline and beliefs. It makes no difference what I say or how I behave. I'll always be suspected of having ulterior motives. Slowly, I just stopped talking to people. I pretended not to hear or see anything. All I want is to live my life in peace. And then it happened. The village keepers who had helped me
Guardianes de la Galaxia,
no
vi la
explanation, and I didn't dare breathe a word about it to anyone until now.
You can tell them. I'm sure
Marble
she'll keep your
Guardians
secret.
of the Village.
All right, I'll tell you what I told Alhaitham.
Ahoy.
I actually have a sharper.
There are ghosts?
Perhaps. I'm not sure. It's faint, but it's definitely the sound of crying. It comes from far away in the distance.
Ay, mi ventana que suena, hay
Always
mucho
carries
viento.
Very raw. It used to be louder and more frequent. But ever since you arrived in the village, it doesn't seem to happen as often. And when it does, it's much quieter. I have to focus really hard to make it out.
I confirmed this with the guards on night duty.
Me da cuenta, ha sido generalmente puro texto el directo, güey. Hay una batalla.
You would rather believe that they are the cries of beasts than ghosts.
Oh.
There's really nothing around these parts, except for an old hospital not far from the
Un
village.
hospital. Wow.
I think they used to use it for treating Elazar, but it's been abandoned.
Eso, Dios, vamos. Ah, creo que ya viene por aquí, sí, hay unos bichos.
Delved into destiny. Blaze over. Access denied. Time for a light show.
Ay.
Let me scribe. Fire hazard.
What do we have here?
Hay un hospital de Eleazar. ¿Cuántas insignias tengo? 4. Piola. Can we get much higher? So high. Whoa, whoa. Can we get much... Oh. ¿Cómo? You'll see... Ah, ¿qué güey? ¿Cómo? Ve al hospital de Eleazar. Elazar. Ya, abre para aquí.
Shadows of face.
Eso.
No touching. A festive reprise. Delved into destiny.
Ooh, will we find any
Yo
firework
envidia,
materials in here?
yo envidioso.
Oh, is this the place? It's in terrible shape. And there's sand. Monsters! Watch out!
Ajá.
Fate is upon you. Delved into destiny. Everybody stand back. Access denied. For Rex Lapis.
Recién estoy aprendiendo a usar bien este equipo, pero está bueno. ¡Ah, qué wea!
Here come the fireworks. Shadows of War. My Rex.
¡No! ¡No! ¡No era una mona! ¡No! ¡No, no!
Blaze over. No touching.
They were easier to deal with than Paimon had expected. Super strong bandits? Or monsters taller than buildings dropping out of the sky? Or, you know,
No nos importa, perdedor.
he looks super serious. We gotta stay on our A game too.
This is the one.
Oh. Ah.
Let's go in and take a look.
¿Qué temazo es? Yeah. In theory. ¿Y eso era un hospital tan chico?
We haven't found Squad.
Patience. Shawnee says she only hears the crying at night. We have time to burn. Until then, I'm taking a break.
And just like that, he sits down. Wait, he even brought a book to read? What are you reading? Let Paimon see.
Okay, sure.
Huh? The natural position, which is the positional propensity of an entity in natural motion in contrast with an object in forced motion?
So, you got that?
Oh, Paimon gives up. You keep reading your book. See ya.
Mira una wea entretenida al menos.
How is he so relaxed? Look at him, reading an impossible book in a creepy place like this. Hey, what good is that gonna do for you? You're acting like one of those annoying grown-ups who go around nagging people to focus on their studies. Hey, what gives? Shouldn't you be the one providing for Paimon? Oh, right. Okay then. Thank you for working so hard and earning so much more. If it weren't for you, Paimon would probably still be floating around in the ocean somewhere. Thank you.
Ah. Foto.
Paimon's getting so sleepy. Huh? What was that sound?
There it is.
Un fantasma.
It's coming from that direction.
Is the sound coming from here? Huh. Paimon's not seeing anything.
It's from below.
But there's no way we can get down there.
Something is off about the interior here.
Se me ocurrió un meme. Voy a hacerlo después.
Wow. It's like they tucked another hospital into this one. Oh, it looks like there are other mechanisms around here. Let's keep exploring.
Y... No, necesito ponerme un personaje dentro, pero no, no quiero. Por eso, equipo de reserva. Good. Puta, no me lo cambiamos. Me carga que diga investiga los monumentos elementales porque no hay que investigar nada, solo... Bueno. Uy, un Kusanali va a ser full Archon Team después. Va esta wea. ¿Cuándo apareció?
Insolent.
Allow me. Yahoo!
Time for takeoff.
Cola y silla. ¿Dónde estoy dejando los artefactos de Kusanali? Ah, aquí. Acá, así como así. Esta se volverá full maestría Kusanali. Tengo mis dudas. ¿Cuántas concentraciones de cola tengo? 3. Ya, llevo 2 de 3. Not bad. Ahí está el otro. ¿Conflicto? ¿Pelea? Sí.
Illusion shattered.
Look, there's someone over there. Good idea. Let's approach him.
Wait. You're...
Eres el viejito.
He can't speak, and his eyes are unfocused. But he looks too young to be anyone's grandfather. Also, why is he the only one here?
Didn't expect to see him here.
You know him?
He's Razak, a senior of mine at the academia.
He's a scholar too? Is he the kind that holes up in a forest and mumbles stuff about training?
No. And that's the problem. Razak was never involved in any of those things. He never trained in the forest, let alone reach Satyavada life. Leaving that question aside for the moment, him being here alone means that we might be too late. Looks like they've already taken everyone away. For whatever reason, they left Razak here. Perhaps they simply didn't have time to come back for him. There are drag marks on the ground. They're clearer by the doorway. Someone was forcefully drawing a cart that was loaded with something heavy.
Loaded with people?
That is one possibility. It looks like they were in a hurry, as if they were afraid of being caught. In their haste, they failed to notice Razak hiding in a corner. The symptoms are identical. Looks like we found living proof.
Huh? Why do you say that?
Allow me to jog your memory. Recall your time at Port Ormos. Don't you think his symptoms look familiar?
Oh, now that you mention it, they're acting the same way.
Correct. The academia is behind all of this. It isn't difficult to deduce their rationale. First, the academia spread a false rumor of the Scarlet King's resurrection, emphasizing the role of the village keepers, the mad scholars who were exiled to Aru village. These rumors were all the persuasion that the radicals needed, and those based in Aru Village leapt into action. Unbeknownst to them, of course, through rounding up the scholars, they were actually helping the academia. As well as being able to exploit the radicals for their own ends, this scheme has one further advantage to the academia. All the risks and responsibilities are offloaded onto the Scarlet King's followers. Life for the Desert Dwellers has been brutal ever since the Scarlet King's death all those years ago. Beneath the surface, feelings of desperation are widespread. Many would give everything they have for the prospect of something better. Anyone looking to exploit that for their own ends simply needs to make a few empty promises. Even if complications arise, people will see that those involved are all followers of the Scarlet King and look for no further explanation than differences of belief. A deep-seated mistrust of the desert and everyone in it by the rest of Sumeru will make sure of that. The notion of an academia plot wouldn't even cross their minds. It may seem like a simple strategy, but it is able to work wonders under Sumeru's current circumstances.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. It's in line with the village chief's theory, too. But there's still one very important question. Wasn't it the academia that brought the scholars to Aru Village in the first place? Why does it want them back now?
Throughout this process, one thing has changed. The scholars' identity. First, they were scholars. Then, they became lunatics. After that, they were exiles. And finally, they become missing persons. An exile is still patently a living, breathing human being. But when someone becomes a missing person, that is brought into question. If you can't find someone, you have no way of knowing what exactly happened to them. That makes missing people an ideal resource.
Resource? For what exactly?
One possibility is that the information in their brains could be extracted into knowledge capsules.
Extracted? You mean, can't no—
With the technology of the Sumeru Academia, it's entirely possible. Perhaps the process caused them great suffering, which is why they cry out in the dead of night, when no one is watching them.
So, the human brain— Nope, nah, Paimon doesn't want to think about this.
I'm the Academia scribe, after all. I'm familiar with their projects. Anyway, judging by Razak's state, the contents of a divine knowledge capsule were extracted from his mind. Or perhaps, his curiosity got the better of him.
Paimon's a little confused. Can they just use anyone's brain?
The look on your face tells me you've realized the answer. That's right. To some scholars, gaining knowledge about the gods is their entire life's pursuit. Extracting canned knowledge is just one of the extreme measures they turn to. However, I can't help but wonder, what do they seek to gain from divine knowledge? The Academia is going out of their way to look for forbidden knowledge, but what is their ultimate goal? I've spent quite some time trying to analyze the contents of the divine knowledge capsule, but to no avail. It seems like my way of thinking is too different from theirs.
You mean, you're not even slightly interested in getting your hands on this forbidden stuff?
All scholars seek to expand the horizons of knowledge, but I'm not particularly interested in gods, so I don't share their degree of zealotry. Extracting information from people as if they were lifeless objects? If this is the direction of academic progress, then the Academia may as well shut its doors.
Sounds like you're really against all this.
Of
Luego,
course,
la academia
the Academia's
es
actions
la
run
más
contrary to
corta,
their rules.
extraña y
Whether it be
turbia que hay ahí
academics
en
or knowledge, everything
Sumeru.
has its boundaries. If those lines are crossed, the rules and order that govern everything in the world will be destroyed. This matter needs to be corrected, just like fixing a typo in a book.
Wait, didn't you step in to help because you felt sympathy for those poor people?
Not to be callous, but no. My criteria are a little more restrictive than that. There is no shortage of suffering in Sumeru, and this—
Probably not. Paimon's not sure.
You can say that. Simply put, I don't blindly place my faith into strength or heroism. I do what I want. The Divine Knowledge Capsule is something I want to investigate in full. That doesn't mean I'm willing to take action for the sake of a few strangers.
Paimon's been wanting to say this for a while. There are a lot of bad guys at—
Though I must say, I quite enjoy this feeling of being the odd one out. Uniqueness is also an asset, is it not?
Wow, that's a great way to think about it. Paimon's really impressed. If only—
I'm just a more likable person than her in general. There's nothing more to it than that. He won't last long if we leave him here. Let's take him with us. We'll work out our next step after we return to Aru Village.
Bueno, vamos a llevarlo allá. Que termine esta misión. Hago las misiones diarias. No fui a capturar el Dendroculus. Creo que lo voy a descartar. Y voy a cortar el directo porque está muy pesado.
We're back.
You must be tired. You should rest and take some water.
What's the situation?
Who's this?
Unfortunately, somebody who's too young to take on the role of Isak's grandfather. Nevertheless, he's one of the people we're trying to find.
So, at one point in time, the abandoned Elazar Hospital served as the Academia's site for extracting divine Canton knowledge.
Pretty much.
Their plan must have been implemented at some point before
Academia
we arrived at Aru Village, since divine Canton knowledge has been in circulation for a while now. Yet, they fled once we were headed to the village, almost as if they knew we were on their trail. Why is that?
Yeah, why is that?
We may have a mole in our midst. One of us could be secretly revealing our whereabouts to the Academia.
Huh? Are our friendships that shallow?
Looks like none of you have realized wherein lies the issue. Sino, you're the reason why they can predict our movements.
Wait, what's that supposed to mean?
Choose your next words very carefully.
It is simply a logical inference. I have my reasons.
So what you're saying is, Sino's the mole. Interesting. And here I thought you were the most suspicious one, Alhaitham, since you were always acting alone.
I know. You have a point, but I realized something as we were returning from the hospital. Sino isn't like any of us.
What are you trying to say?
Do you still remember who you are, General Mahamatra? As a Matra, you are no doubt privy to certain kinds of information. Before you can take action against someone, you are required to have all the facts available, including the less than savory details. Simply put, the Academia has traditionally allowed you access to a wealth of sensitive information. Knowing their modus operandi, wouldn't you expect them to take precautions against you? If you want to raise a vicious wolf, you need to make sure that you can avoid its bite.
The academia is monitoring me?
It's not that simple. The academia has eyes all over Sumeru, but they have a special protocol for dealing with you. Every so often comes a Nyagarbaha Day. On this day, the academia enters new information into the Akasha through knowledge capsules. I remember seeing the thick notebook next to the control panel once. Its contents were all about the General Mahamatra, his activities throughout the day, preferred methods of enacting judgment, everything.
You're saying that the academia entered my information into the Akasha too? But what's the point in doing that? My actions aren't important enough to be added into the Akasha.
The Akasha is capable of computation. The Akasha's algorithms are entirely capable of predicting your movements using the data entered. When you would depart, the route you would follow, your destination. It knew all of this.
It predicted my every move.
The academia has been watching you longer than you think.
Lo tienen terrible identificado.
So that's how it is. Sino adheres to his principles so strongly that he's actually a thorn in their side. Tenacity of will and steadfast faith are worthless to the academia. They need scholars who are easily pliable and mindlessly go after anything they can profit from. Sino, don't take it to heart. This just proves how much of a trustworthy ally you are.
They escaped because of me.
Don't blame yourself. It's not like any of us would have known.
I have an idea. If they predicted my movements, then I might be able to guess where they went.
Whoa, you bounced back fast.
There is always an opportunity for safety after danger passes.
Oh, so that's how it is! Paimon gets it now! If the academia is trying to avoid Sino, then the safest place would be... Yep, that's right!
They'll want to proceed in the direction opposite of where I'm going. I must go.
There's also something I want to investigate.
Let's go, guys! After him!
Please, wait! I want to go too!
No, tú no.
I want to find Grandpa!
Everyone, I leave him in your hands.
Yay! Paimon feels like we're
No se dieron cuenta que dejé se fue.
So, where do we go from here?
Yes. After leaving the village, we should head straight toward the desert.
I know the desert like the back of my hand.
Is that because you play here a lot?
Yep. One time, Grandpa almost got lost in the desert, but I was the one who brought him back.
There's something here. What's this?
It's buried in the sand.
And Paimon thought running around everywhere was already enough work.
Pero si Paimon flota.
Okay, so we have to dig it out? Whatever's down there looks like it's buried really deep.
These are likely fragments of an academia-developed device, something akin to a headset. Looks like there were more than one village keeper. They must have been escorted this way, because there are... Let's split up and search the area. Chances are that we'll find other things nearby.
this what we're searching for? It looks kind of scary.
This is definitely a device used to extract divine knowledge.
How did it end up buried in the sand? That can't have been part of the plan. They must have been attacked along the way.
Wait, what?
Grandpa, I hope you're okay.
Don't worry, your grandpa's gonna be fine.
Razak didn't display any signs of starvation or dehydration, which means that they left fairly recently.
We should be able to catch up.
One more thing. Given that the device had been entirely covered by sand, I believe the attack must have happened prior to the sandstorm.
Let's keep going. They can't have gone far.
But running on sand is so tiring.
But you're flying, aren't you, Paimon? Is flying over sand tiring too?
Of course it is.
¿En serio?
What do we have here?
Voices, over there. It sounds like an argument.
Whoa, you have really good ears.
Don't get any closer. They'll notice us.
Dia's talking with the Eremites? Very interesting. Let's listen in.
If you had informed me sooner, there'd be plenty of room for us to...
You're one of us. We would never lie.
Scholars. You don't know as much as I do. Need me to...
I knew it. That's our Dia.
Dia? Why would you... Dia!
Hey, what are you doing?
Huh? Didn't you say you'd help me find Grandpa? Why are you on their side?
Well, look who's here. Ain't that something?
This complicates things.
You've betrayed Aru village?
So, this is the great General Mahamatra. Dear, you'd be better off as my assistant than hanging around with this motley crew. Seen for yourself. I have the means and methods, and my ideals are far more admirable than theirs.
I'm not the type that's easily swayed, Raman. You of all people should know that.
Wait, what's going on, Dia? Whose side are you on here?
Shut it, Paimon.
It doesn't matter. Whichever side
Al
you
fin
pick,
alguien
nothing
se lo
will
dijo a
deter us from the
Paimon,
grand
¿no?
mission of resurrecting the Scarlet King. Once our Lord of Old returns to this land, we will have a new beginning.
Face the facts, Raman. It's not gonna happen. You should understand that more than anyone. Have all your years as a merc taught you nothing about placing hopes in a ruler?
I'm a desert dweller and a proud follower of the Scarlet King. Whether I live by the edge of the sword or in peaceful comfort, my soul will always carry this conviction.
It's not too late yet. The village mad scholars aren't gonna bring the Scarlet King back to life.
You don't understand, my dear lady. Pursuing our faith is our purpose in life. Even if the chance of success is 1 in a million, we must be willing to give everything we have.
Even if it'll expose you to the academia? Even if they end up disbanding the Eremites? Your Eremites, which you've worked so hard for all these years?
Yes. We've waited a long time for this day to come. The sun and the moon no longer shine here. All you see now is cracks in this desiccated land. But fate has finally dealt me a hand to play against the academia. With these scholars in our custody, we'll stomp the academia's forces and fight our way beyond the wall of Samiel.
Ridiculous. Think about it. The academia controls the entirety of Sumeru. Your powers are negligible in comparison. If you still don't believe me, then try asking these 2 men. They're also against the academia, but neither of them are as arrogant as you are.
They look more like pawns of the academia to me. Why would I listen to anything, filthy traitors? Your god abandoned all honor and betrayed the Scarlet King. We desert dwellers will never trust the likes of you.
It's impossible to communicate with someone so hostile. Perhaps we should.
Do you really believe that by kidnapping the scholars, you'll be able to negotiate with the academia? These people have no value as bargaining chips. But I could be persuaded to take their place as your next hostage. These scholars were exiled from the academia. I, on the other hand, am their current scribe, and will be a much greater asset to you.
Wait, you can't be serious.
So, you want to trade places with the hostages, do you?
Precisely. Any wise...
What are you thinking? What if they decide to kill you instead?
Well, that would be bad luck for me. However, I'd get the chance to observe the scholars.
El culiao este weón, me encanta, weón. El weón bacán.
Think you can talk me over with that confident look of yours?
I'm not trying to persuade you. I'm using this as a means of joining...
You are the scribe. What do you have?
Not all desert dwellers believe in the Scarlet King, and the same applies to the academia. Why must all knowledge seekers approve of the academia's way of doing things?
You academia scum. Every last one of you is nothing but a hypocrite, just like everyone else on the other side of that wall.
Not so fast. I'll hate them. Do you stand by everything you just said?
I never make empty promises.
You know you're making a dangerous decision.
I do.
Good. Raman, hear me out. These people are my friends. Maybe you can't take the followers of the
We've known each other for years. Of course I do.
In that case, I'm willing to vouch for their honesty with my right arm. Come on, Raman, don't be a coward. If you're serious about taking on the academia, you need to steel yourself.
An arm from the flame maid. What if you refuse to oblige? What should I do then? No one's a fool here, Dia. We're mercs. The mercs...
You're not wrong, but this is different. I promised my friends that we'd bring back the village keepers together.
Let's do it right here then. Give me your right arm as proof of your resolve.
Don't listen to him! He's not even trying to negotiate!
That's fine.
Are you crazy?
We came here to save lives. One arm for that many people is still a pretty good deal if you ask me. Raman, I'm holding up my end of the deal here. You'd better not let me down.
What the fuck?
Sure. Go ahead and cut off her right arm.
No! Dia! What are you gonna do? Think of something!
You don't have to go this far.
That's not for you to decide.
Do it!
La cara, weón. Concha tu madre, ¿no?
Stop!
What's wrong? Can't do it?
Flame Mane, you and I are both desert folk. Cutting off your arm is no different than cutting off my own fingers. Where's the sense in cutting my own kin to pieces? You've shown me that you're serious. Go on now, take your friends and leave. Meet me in the desert at noon tomorrow.
Puta, yo pensé que sí se iba a cortar el brazo. Po. Y se va la pandilla.
I was really counting on him not going through.
That was crazy. Have you all lost your minds? What if he'd actually cut your arm off?
Then I just have to hold my claymore with my left arm. Okay, I'm sorry. But sometimes when you're out on a limb, you gotta double down to seal the deal, you know?
Don't ever make a promise like that again. I can deal with the likes of them. If it came down to it, you would not lose to them either.
I don't doubt it, Sino. But this is about more than me and them. Even if we got rid of one bunch of radicals, there are others out there.
As you wish.
I'm sorry, Dia. I should have stayed put and
It's okay. I promised you I'd help find your grandpa, so I'll do whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes? You just might be scholar material.
Huh? Are you serious?
The Eremites once said that I was a lunatic. Perhaps a little madness is essential to be successful in research.
Why does it feel like he's using his praise for me as an excuse to brag about himself? Okay, let's get moving. We should head back to the village and rest up. Today was just a trial run. Noon tomorrow is gonna be the hard part.
Benny's adventure team, assemble!
Wow. Qué intenso. Bastante intenso, la verdad. Ok, entonces esperar hasta la mañana siguiente.
Wow!
You're all here so early.
Looks like we have everyone here. Isak, are you sure you want to come with us?
I'll watch from a safe distance. Dia, I want to be there to bring Grandpa home.
Okay, let's go then.
Dia, wait.
What's the matter?
I heard that you were quite reckless yesterday. No more of that today, understood? Or I'll be very upset with you.
Fine.
Adventure time.
En serio hay que viajar todo eso. Una misión diaria. Ahí está. Me da como la sensación de que va a sonar como el tema principal de Dune. De Duna. Por algún motivo.
Off we go.
Tendría bastante sentido que se pareciera. Joder, es que mi permanente. Ahí va. Me dejó en vergüenza el perro.
Adventure time.
Ah, sí, venga.
Destiny cannot be
Pero
denied.
que baja me carga cuando está tanto.
The fuse is lit.
Ooh, will we find any firework materials in here?
Luego, ¿quién? ¿Ya alcanza? No. Debería haber una barra de energía. Uy, Dios mío, el sol, que pega fuerte el sol. Ya. Debería haber una barra de energía más grande. ¿Qué explotó? Explotó algo de mona, creo, pero no sé qué. Mira esa weón, mira.
Perhaps whoever left these behind was also fulfilling a contract.
Was also fulfilling a contract. Sí. Me gusta más este skin de mona que la otra, la verdad. Siento que le queda mejor.
Decided by destiny. Shadows of fate, born of ice and frost.
Teamwork is dreamwork.
Vaya, eso fue muy rápido. Y hay un coso. Voy a recogerlo. Bueno, que yo estoy acá. Sí, acá. Aquí me mido. Sí. Let's go, let's go, let's go. ¿Qué es eso, weón? A un lago, guacho. Véngase, amigo, véngase. Véngase para acá. soy yo? Andar en la arena gasta más barra. Gasta más.
Written in the stars. Goldfish of doom. Time for a light show.
Yo creo que sí, ¿eh? Que andar en la arena gasta mucho más rápido la barra de energía que andar en tierra normal.
Let me open it.
¿Cuántos insignias dentro llevo? 12, vamos. Vamos. Llevo 10 Dendroculus. Que tan mal no voy. Ok. Entonces hay que ir. Para allá. 1000 metros. A ver si en esos 1000 metros. Me encuentro unos cofres. Ah, verdad que hay un desafío aquí. Mira los gilichus. ¿Cómo están ahí? Un gilichus. Oh, no, ¿por qué lo voy a matar? Es que de verdad. ¿Cuál sería el sentido de matar a los pobrecitos gilichus si están ahí tan piola? What? Oh, ya veo, ya veo. Qué pánico. Genuinamente, qué pánico esto. Ya, ahí sí, ya. Tierra.
Ooh, let me open it.
Yes. Ok. Por aquí parece que no hay ningún cofrecillo, así que no voy a pasar. Y tal parece que hay cofres para allá. Ah, no me dropeo nada, yo creí que me iba a dropear. Ok. Qué pesado toda la misión anterior. Era puro. O sea, puro diálogo. Igual cuática, sí. Ah. No, qué paja. Una ilusión. A ver si encuentro una entrada. Bueno. Claro, no se puede entrar. Y, eh, Ah, la wea. Espejismos de porquería.
Fire hazard.
Ok.
Ooh, will we find any firework
Y ahí
materials?
se rompe la ilusión. Wow. Qué chulo. ¿Y esta wea qué? Ya, este es con un personaje viento, así que hay que cambiarse el equipo. No había nada aún. Qué baja.
Hold the line! You can't run! My apologies!
Bueno, ya. Vamos a ver. ¿Qué hay acá? Vamos a ver. Ah. Oh. Wow. Wow. Oh. Ah. Ya decía yo.
What do we have here?
Here come the fireworks! Time for a light show!
Ooh, let me open it.
way.
Fate is upon you. Delve into death, everybody stand back!
Access denied. Blaze over.
Hice 10.000 justo.
Let me scribe. No touching. Beautiful treasures are a cause for great happiness. Next on the agenda.
Ok, ¿cómo salgo de acá?
We're way behind schedule.
¿Cómo salgo de aquí? ¿Cómo salgo de aquí? ¿Cómo salgo de aquí? Ah, ¿verdad? Una maquinita esta. No.
Next on the agenda. Access denied. Next on the agenda.
Yeah. Creo que lo único irrelevante de esta cuestión es que había un dendróculo. Nada más. Nada menos para mí, la verdad. Bueno, no voy a tirar por Saino, que me importaba poco y nada, la verdad. Así que... let's go. Let's get the hell out of here.
We're way behind schedule. Next on the agenda.
A ver, según esta cuestión hay un Dendroculus acá. Ahí está. ¿Cómo se supone que tengo que llegar ahí?
No touching. We're way behind schedule.
Wow, hay 3 cofres aquí. Mira.
Looking for trouble?
Access denied.
Take that!
next on me? Go Bishop down!
We could do with some more fortune.
Bueno, voy a ir a por los cofres, ¿no? Que tengo que farmear esta web de... Bueno, cositas en general. Tengo que farmear de todo.
Written in the stars. Shadows of fate. Leave my space.
This is long overdue. Ooh, will we find any firework materials?
Buena. Oh, otra de estas.
Solidify!
Useless.
Why would anyone want... Forget it. It's not my concern.
¿Verdad? Aquí hay escarabajos.
Let's light it up.
Aquí falta. Ah, es en orden la wea. Qué bajo. Qué raro eso. ¿Qué? No hay ninguna característica que como que señale cuál es cuál. Yo no la veo. A lo mejor hay que seguir un orden específico. Puede ser. O sea,
Off we go. Let's light it up.
no era así.
Off we go.
Un, dos, tres. Un, dos, tres. What? Un, dos, tres, cuatro. Uno.
Adventure time.
Ah.
Let's
Uno.
light it up.
Uno, dos. Y tres. ¿Cuánto hay acá? Tres.
Light it up. Off we go.
Cuatro.
Adventure time.
No. No era eso.
Off we go.
No sé qué es, en realidad. Es que están protegidas por algo. Para que no te las pitees. Es que a ver, son cinco. Son cinco florcitas.
Adventure time.
Solo voy a activar 4 en el orden correcto, a ver. Veamos qué pasa.
Let's
Uno.
light it up.
Dos.
Let's light
Tres.
it up.
Cuatro.
Adventure time.
Y... 5. No era así. 0. 1. Dos.
Adventure time.
3.
Off we go.
4. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Buah. Increíble. Claro, la que no tenía flores cerca era 0. Después venía 1, 2, 3, 4. Piola. Piola, piola. Voy a ver si lo clipeo esta parte del directo y lo subo como tutorial.
It's a miracle. No, no voy a hacerlo. Pero bueno. Hice el puzzle. Ya con eso me quedo bastante conforme. Adventure time.
Que se cuentan los dones. Takushi. Mr. Mahiro. En la bits.
Adventure time.
Qué acuático la weá. Ya, vamos. Hay un poquito de arena aquí. Guau. La vida weá. ¿Por qué me pidieron ir atrás? Cerebros poco inteligentes. Voy a pasar por dentro de la pirámide. Cerebros inteligentes. Voy a rodear la pirámide.
Adventure time.
No, por favor, no. No, 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 vaya. Ah, ahí están. My case. Voy a llevar este silly por metro. Sí, me estoy distrayendo mucho, pero es que... Bota que se demora el silly. Seguro, tipo... Está pegando fuerte el sol. Hay un teletransporte ahí.
Adventure time.
Si pudiera hacer un trato con Dios. If only could make a deal with God.
Off we go.
Véngase.
Even better than I imagined. It's my lucky day.
Ven al norte, decían.
Adventure time.
Será entretenido, decían. El norte. Ay no. ¿Dónde me metí? Ay no. Ay no, Dios mío. ¿Dónde me metí?
Adventure time.
Wow, 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 wow. 10, 11. Qué god, qué god, qué god.
Treasure.
Métale sacando logro, weón. Todo para Kusanagi. Todo para Kusanagi. Claramente. ¿Y las weas? No está. Parece como si estuviera en otro planeta, man. Parece un mecanismo muy complejo que no voy a darme el tiempo de resolver ahora porque de por sí va a quedar bastante largo el stream. Así que... Let's go. A ver, por ahí. El mejor sistema de transporte de Bat. ¿Qué quiere que les diga? Cho, me pegó un piedrazo en la cara.
Now you shall perish. Shine down.
No tuve que haber hecho eso. Sobre todo porque Raiden puro recarga energía, entonces.
Teamwork is dreamwork.
Fue que lo he hecho para ahora. Chao, culiao, me cae bien. Este me caía mal, pero desde que prácticamente lo coroné, ahí me cae mejor.
Useless.
If only make a deal with God. No me voy a poner a cantar porque voy a arruinar el stream, claramente. Si suenan los botones de mi control. Y en el otro equipo. Ahora sí. Ni idea dónde está ese Oculus. Bien, de nuevo estoy a... Sí, bueno.
Up and away.
They got here before us.
Chao, se hizo de día de golpe.
Uh-oh. Is it because Paimon overslept by 5 minutes and held everyone up?
Is everything ready?
Absolutely. Although, you brought fewer people than I imagined.
Bring him over.
Grandpa! Why is there only one of them?
Raman, I've always thought of you as a man of his word. What's this about?
It's a one-for-one exchange. Sounds fair, don't you think? And let me put it this way. Agreeing to any kind of deal with the Dendroculus people is already a huge compromise on my part. Don't you think you've asked enough?
You stay right there!
¿Peleita? Ah, no. Cinemática, ¿quién mejor? Me encanta cómo va con el arma más básica que existe. Eso, donde dejé, pégale, weón.
Don't you see this blade here? You coward. Why are your hands shaking? Wait a second. It's a earthquake!
Oh, what the fuck. Una girada, como siempre. Mejor arconte. Ay. ¿Su arconte favorito puede hacer eso? Posiblemente no. Al Hey están buscando el libro.
This day's going just great.
What a nuisance. The sand dune collapsed. I saw an energy field. The village keeper protected us. It glowed green with dendro. Just like you said. The dendro archon. The present.
Grandpa?
Hey, look around.
Did there used to be a temple here?
It seems that when the sand dune collapsed, it exposed these underground structures. The symbols on the gate belong to the Scarlet King's civilization. This structure must be ancient. Over time, the sandstorms completely buried it and left it in the state we see now. It could have been an underground palace in the distant past.
Oh, a miracle. Praise the...
What's he doing here?
They must have fallen down here. Most of them seem in really bad shape, except for him.
Mind your head.
No, this isn't the time for conflict. Our exalted lord has shown us the way.
He's not actually gonna go in there.
As it happens, I want to take a look inside too.
What are you doing?
Don't you think it's curious? 1 minute, Lesser Lord Kusanali's power protects us from harm, and then 2 major deities are vying to showcase their power to us.
Paimon thought you weren't interested in...
Indeed. In my view, gods are just a higher form of living being. Or new discoveries are always worth investigating, whether they have anything to...
Raman, what are you gonna do about your men?
I'll just let them lay here. The Scarlet King will take care of his people. Right now, I'm going inside.
Cuático. Sí, voy con este team. Y no me pide Electro, pues, weón. Si me van a dar como prueba al Zaino, ¿cierto? ¿Cierto? Me van a dar como prueba a Zaino. ¿Verdad? 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 Qué bonito.
It's full of life here. This defies comprehension. It looked completely desolate from the outside.
Yeah, and there's so many plants. It's so pretty.
Sir Rahman.
Huh? Are you mocking me?
Well, you can interpret it however you want.
Lo papio.
But there's something I'd like to draw your attention to. While this structure is clearly left over from the Scarlet King's civilization, the energy that flows in here is that of the Dendro Archon.
Whatever you say. It's not like I have a vision.
There's nothing to be angry about. Think of this as an academic journey.
Does seem kind of strange. If that's true, then we might have to explore this whole area to find an explanation.
Wow. Let's continue getting to the rings. Rings. Ah, entiendo. Siempre ponen cofre oculto en esta juega. ¿Dónde está el cofre oculto? Yo sé que hay uno. A lo mejor no hay nada. No, parece que no. Ya, fuera.
Adventure time. Going in. Delve into destiny.
Born of ice and frost. We're way behind.
¿Qué llega? No.
Off we go. A festive reprise. Decided by destiny.
Let me scribe. No touching. We're way behind schedule. All hail.
Everybody stand back. The fuse is lit. That didn't count.
¿Verdad? ¿Cuántas insignias tengo? 29, buena. Me voy a alcanzar para sacar 2 deseos del permanente en el arbolito. Vamos, vamos.
Time for a light show.
Born of ice and frost. Next Next on the agenda.
Es que weón, su gorro. Me encanta su gorro, weón. Muy bacán. What?
Next on the agenda.
¿Dónde estoy?
Teamwork is dreamwork. Delve into destiny. Here come the fireworks. Fire hazard.
Access denied.
No hay nada. ¿O sí? No. Oh. Abrí un cofrecito. Se supone que tengo que entrar por ahí. Bueno, es más chiquitito. Pero yo vengo de acá, po. A ver, a ver, a ver. A ver, a ver, a ver, a ver. A ver, a ver, a ver, a ver, a ver, a ver, a ver. A ver, a ver.
Adventure time.
¿Cómo no? ¿Para acá?
Ya.
No. Acá.
Adventure time.
Puta. ¿Por aquí no es?
Off we go.
No. Tiene que haber algún interruptor o algo. No. Oh, no lo había visto. 6 días de infiltración en el templo. Por fin comprendo los trucos de feria. El ascensor desenterra hasta el piso interior. Hola, Kira. Lo bueno es que terminé esa weá de la placa. Como de la placa. A ver, espera, entonces tengo que subirme al techo. Ah, creo que ya entendí. O sea, tengo que subirme arriba de eso. Ya. Entendí. Ya entiendo. Esto, así como el meme. Ahora sí. Pero activa esa weá. Se baja. ¿Y cómo lo activo de vuelta? Ah, ya entendí, ya entendí. Ahora sí, ahora sí, ahora sí entendí. Ahora sí entendí, ahora sí entendí. Entonces debo esperar a que la wea esté abajo, llamarlo de vuelta a lo bajo. Ahí. Lo llamo de vuelta. Ajá. Perfecto. Ah. Oh.
Everybody stand back! Fate is upon you. Shadows of fate. Blaze over. The fuse is lit.
Qué buen equipo este, man. Oh, qué buen equipo, man. Ya, a ver, espérate. Apagar. Apagar todo, apagar todo. Mira, 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 mira. ¿Qué? ¿Qué hice? O sea, ya no se puede subir más para arriba. Claro, y si la activo me voy para abajo, así que no. Claramente ahí no es. Ah. Se glitchó el este. Acá no hay ningún cofre, ¿cierto? No. Puta. Lo que güey, viste la baja. Ahora si te equivocáis tenéis que volver a repetir todo el proceso. Uy, 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 uy. ¿Qué weá? Llega Inazuma.
That's a sight to see. The Scarlet King's splendor surrounds us.
There's so much vegetation
What the
here.
fuck?
It's different than what I expected.
Sure are a lot of plants for a desert.
That's what I call divine providence of the Scarlet King.
El loco alucina, ¿no? Piensa que todo lo hizo el rey del desierto. OMG.
It's getting brighter. Oh, it looks so beautiful.
What the fuck. Inazuma 2. Se parece demasiado. La música y todo.
Wait. What's that?
A load of flowers. And it looks like there's something among them.
¿Among? Que me psicoseo, que me psicoseo, que me psicoseo. Among Us. Perdón. Ya paro, ya paro.
These are Scarlet King runes.
They left something behind. Yes. It's an elegy written in an ancient script.
It's an ancient script.
Here lies our faithful His wisdom is a miracle
La
among
sala.
the people,
Suena como un
deserving
nombre
of
de
high
ensalada.
praise and admiration.
You can read ancient Scarlet King script?
Of course. Every student needs to master at least 20 languages before they graduate.
Ah.
He's not serious, right?
There's still something off about this place. The elemental, the scent of life. Is it trying to tell us something?
Is this it?
Analyzing.
There seems to be a hidden message among these skeletal remains. Excellent. There's a device from the Scarlet King's civilization in this gravesite. I'll transmit the information over and project it for everyone to see.
Isn't sharing knowledge against the Academia's rule?
Yes. However, you'll understand after watching it.
¿Y eso qué? Oh, cinemática.
Civilization is born of knowledge, but so too can knowledge be its demise. A disaster caught us unaware. It was knowledge that did not belong to this world. The Scarlet King brought this forbidden knowledge into our world, and it quickly spread like a plague. People's minds were filled with crazed whispers. Dark gray scales spread across their bodies. Even the land was stripped of its vigor. Only a desperate, deathly silence remained. Were it not for greater Lord Rukkhadevata from the forests, the damage would have been irreversible. She summoned the priests to build temples and infused into them the divine power of life. The disaster was miraculously tempered, and the embers of our civilization were preserved in Aru village. Alas, the miracle could not last. As long as forbidden knowledge continued to exist, it would forever blight this world. In the end, the proud king of the desert, my eternal lord, chose to sacrifice himself. I have spent my whole life since guarding one of these many temples. But now, my duty is coming to an end. As I close my eyes for the final time, the sight of that noble deity will appear in my vision once more. In helping the Scarlet King to eradicate forbidden knowledge, she exhausted her strength, and her form became that of a small child. How strange. Now that I think of it, I no longer have any fear of death, for I sense that
O sea,
the spirit of life will abide with me during my eternal sleep.
Nahida no es simplemente más que la reencarnación de la
No longer to past grievances, but hold tight
de Rukkhadevata.
to the memory of this act of benevolence.
No.
What was that?
The priest's memories.
No, impossible.
Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. So the former Dendro Archon and the Scarlet King were never enemies at all.
But this doesn't make...
Was that the former Dendro?
You might be distrustful of the Akasha, but there's no reason for you to doubt this. You've just witnessed his priest's last word.
I've never heard about any of this before. The surviving followers of the Scarlet King all gathered in Aru village. Our god did not make mistakes. We refute the Scarlet King's death. The all but total annihilation of our... We saw her as nothing more than a traitor, who stabbed us in the back in our moment of crisis. Just like us...
You were blinded by your prejudice.
If I hadn't seen this for myself, how could I ever begin to accept this? The truth is so far from what I've always known.
Raman, that's enough. Give it a rest. You're starting to make a fool of yourself.
Está quedando como payaso.
Dia, tell me, my Eremites and I, what are we even fighting for?
Hey, How you doing?
I'll live. I should probably go. Can't just stay here forever.
What's your next move gonna be?
Oh, I know what you're going to ask. I feel deeply ashamed, but please, give me some time. After...
It's not gonna be easy.
Well, I guess that's for me to deal with. This is where our camp's located.
When would be a good time for us to go?
Tomorrow. I'll convince everyone that we're all on the same side. And I'll return every last one of your your village keepers. We'll share our other resources with you too.
You seem to finally understand that our true enemy is the sages.
Yes. The gods never gave up on anyone. It's the people responsible for all this that need to face the consequences of their acts.
That must have been rough, but he seems to have figured things out now.
Ramon's no fool. Being the leader of your own faction in the desert is no easy feat. It's too bad he was held back by his belief in the Scarlet King. But now that that's changed, I guess we have a few more people on our side.
The outcome, at least, is favorable.
We should get going too. Let's head back, have a proper meal, and... Sino, we're leaving!
Stop yelling.
Eso, sí. Las dos gemitas. Qué bonito, ¿no? Vamos a mirarlo, voy a sacarme una foto. O no, no te puedo ver. No. Pero bueno, está bonito, está bonito. Qué bonito. Really cool. Siempre fue bueno. Yes. Mañana sale Chainsaw Man, ¿verdad? Wow. Va a ser un gran día para los podadores de árboles. Leñadores. Chainsaw Man. Ok. Spray. Marcado. Ahí está. Sí, unos cuantos.
Time for a light show.
Ahí no. Ay, no. De nuevo estas mierdas de desafío. Pero es que... Qué horrible. De verdad que sí. Very horrible. Ya, ahora sí. Ya que se va a acabar el tiempo. Dudo llegar allá. Ok, so... Basically... Creo que lo mejor... es por acá. verdad que el sprint de Mona no se cae.
This should cover food and rent for a while.
Ya. Tengo 37, bueno. Voy a acabar con ese cofre que está ahí. Y está molito. Está molito. O sea, voy a la misión y ahí sí. Está molito. Estamos very listos.
Time to work.
What the shit do? I'm going in.
Go on, give me a go.
Fuse is lit. Written in the stars.
Take cover.
Teamwork is dreamwork. All hail.
Oh.
Shadows of fate. Fire hazard.
What?
Let me amuse myself.
Oh, no.
Born of ice and frost.
Have a load of this.
Blink! Everybody stand back! Time for a light show! Decided by destiny. Get out of here! Let me scribe. Access denied.
Quédate ahí.
Fuse is lit. Blink! You've got me worked. Here come the fireworks! No touching.
No. Que no se te ocurra. No. Cofre dorado.
Beautiful treasures are a cause for great happiness.
Y estamos... ¿Y eso? Puras distracciones,
Teamwork is dream. Delves into destiny. Let's light it up. Time for a light show.
Raman, we're here.
Everything's been arranged. Someone will bring the village keepers back to Aru village shortly.
I guess all I can say now is...
Don't mention it. But we share a common cause now.
Where are the perpetrators?
I'll bring you to them.
No, tengo pinta que algo malo va a pasar.
So these are the people who kidnapped the village keepers.
Oh no, it's the scribe!
There's no need to yell. No one can help you now.
We've been all over the desert trying to find you.
That's right.
General Mahamatra? No! Make it quick, please!
Whoa. The moment they set eyes on Sino, they turn pale like they've seen a ghost.
You should have known that I would be coming for you.
Wait, we were just following orders. You know what I'm talking about, right? There's no way we could have done all this by ourselves.
No, not Sino. He's gonna tear us limb from limb.
I could do worse.
Please have mercy.
Start talking. Otherwise...
So, your superiors have kept you quite busy recently. Why?
They, wanted to extract canned knowledge.
Don't play dumb. You know what I'm really asking.
Está como raro la voz de ese tipo.
They extract divine canned knowledge. Then what?
I really don't know how to explain it.
Well, you better start talking or you'll be...
You don't want to make things any more difficult for yourself, do ya?
Be my guest.
Uh-huh. That sure didn't sound like a fancy metaphor or anything. You're serious, aren't you?
How did you know?
There's no use hiding it now. Yes, you're right. The Academia is working on an important and potentially world-changing project. They are creating a new god. A god that will belong to them and to the people of Sumeru. It may seem as if Sumeru's academics are thriving, but ever since the death of Greater Lord, the withering of Irminsul has been getting worse recently. The sages have tried everything they could think of, but nothing's worked. I'm always hearing them say things like,
Continue.
And then, someone from the Fatui showed up. They called him the Doctor. He brought a gnosis and said he wanted to borrow the Academia's research facilities. The Doctor was previously expelled from the Academia. At first, the sages looked down at him in disdain. But when he said those words, he asked them, "Do you wish to create a god?"
This is what the arrogant ignorance at the extreme end of academia...
First, the Academia spent a long time constructing a divine vessel, which was based on an exquisite humanoid puppet. After that, they harvested dreams via the Seb-Zerus Festival Samsara, maximizing the Akasha's output. With the Doctor's help, and the Akasha now functioning at maximum efficiency, they were able to use it to extract the power from the Gnosis and convert it into a... Next, they decided that their new god needed to possess divine wisdom. For that to happen,
it adds up.
But how do you determine whether the knowledge extract...
Call it an educated guess? The Academia has been trying to figure out the exact source of the Scholar's madness for centuries, but nobody can explain the cause of this phenomenon. Surely you can see what that... If it's knowledge no mortal can comprehend, then it must be something only gods are able to
You must have noticed by now. The Academia doesn't care about who their god is. It's the ability to exercise control over knowledge. It is as if they are cursed with a desire for omniscience and omnipotence that burns in their blood. Some organisms demonstrate phototaxis, and thus orient their entire lives in respect to sources of light. For the sages, their only source of hope is the existence of a deity who embodies the acme of wisdom. This is but a form of phototaxis. The absence of a god of wisdom means stumbling in the darkness for the duration of their lives.
Then what does Lesser Lord Kusanali mean to you? Is she not a true god present in this world? If you already have...
From the beginning, the Academia has never treated her as a god. When the Academia first discovered Lesser Lord Kusanali, the newborn god of wisdom, the sages hoped that she would... They found that at the time, she possessed no more intelligence than any ordinary human child. The sages never had a ruder awakening. Not to mention that Lesser Lord Kusanali's Gnosis had been used to power the Akasha this entire time. By herself, she has neither an Archon's raw power, nor the spectacular insight expected of a god of wisdom. Slowly but surely, people began to forget about her existence.
So, this is the path the sages have chosen.
All right, let's try to keep our cool. If everyone's in a bad mood, then let's change up our scenery. Raman, give me a few men to help us escort the village keepers back to the village. And these two scholars, they're coming too.
Sure.
Loco, qué brígido. Genshin the Over. Se demoró bastante en ponerse interesante el lore, pero y lo consiguieron. Gracias.
The village keepers you've found have all been returned to their homes, and each one has a dedicated caregiver to look after them. The two new scholars are being kept under close supervision, too. Really great work, everyone.
Hey! Say something! Stop spacing out!
Come on, is there nothing left to talk about?
Or I can go fetch some.
Oh! Paimon's so...
Do you have any plans, traveler?
Gods above, you're not talking about work, are you?
So you were still withholding some information?
A Sai no se le ve muy solemne, parece haber tomado una decisión sobre algo. Siempre fiel a su creencia y en busca de lo correcto. Bueno, parece haber encontrado una respuesta. Ahora Zen también muestra su disposición a escucharlo. Luchan por un objetivo común. Wow.
Even though we lived through all of this firsthand, it still feels super surreal to hear you talk about it again.
What a whirlwind of a story. I felt like I was holding my breath the whole time.
It seems like there'll be more issues to face in the days ahead than I'd anticipated.
Still, now's a good time to make our next move. Now that Ramon's joined us, we'll be an even stronger team.
It's time to make a plan.
Indeed. These events are a flagrant transgression of the rules in every sense. We cannot allow it to.
So, everyone.
Crush the sages and rescue our god. That is our ultimate goal.
Well, let's brainstorm a little more about what other resources we can draw on.
The next time we gather here, we must have a solid plan.
Yep, it'll work out for sure.
Wow, terminó por fin. Bueno, supongo que... Wow.
In the past, if we can find a way to change all of...
The past few days have been some of the most challenging, and none of it'll earn me a single mora. I can't believe it.
Look on the bright side, Dia. Maybe...
You've got a point. Hey, what would you do if you woke up tomorrow with more money than you could ever spend?
Paimon would buy boatloads of...
That's it?
And...
Well, here's to all our indulgent... And here's hoping that everything we do...
Don't rush. This is a big undertaking, and take it slowly. We need to...
He's starting to read his...
Would you like me to lend you something to read?
No way!
I was joking. I know my books are far too difficult.
Ugh, you're so annoying!
El weón pesado.
You must
Joder.
let me know, though I cannot leave our village. I've never felt as roused as this when fighting alone in the past. I suppose this must be the power of camaraderie.
Cuático. Bueno. Toca hacer las 2 diarias que quedan. Y ahí se termina el directo. Very guático todo, weón. Qué bacán. Ya. Entonces vamos a hacer esta, que es precisamente unos saltos, y la otra que creo que ayuda a alguien en la ciudad. Wow. Tocatico, casi 4 horas ya de directo. Podría probar a hacer un directo en TikTok. Ya. Y ahora falta el otro. Mi pulmón. Ya. Bueno. ¿Qué onda, Yamin, güey? Hmm. Que me falta gastarme unos pocos de resina. Nada, eso lo hago después. Vamos a terminar el directo. 3 horas 46. Cerca de las 4 horas. Bueno, Philo. Toca.
Add Astra. Thank you for
Completing today's commission. Here's your reward.
Add Astra.
Y ahí va. Y estamos. Bueno, ya ha sido todo el directo. Hasta la próxima. Y... adiós.
Fate is upon you.